Hey everyone, this is day 17 of 31 days through Ezekiel and Daniel. For many chapters, Ezekiel carried a devastating vision, the departure of glory. In earlier moments, the presence of the Lord lifted from the temple, paused, and departed the city. Now in Ezekiel 43, that movement is reversed. What once left now returns. Behold, the glory of the God of Israel came from the way of the east, and the earth shone with his glory. Ezekiel 43:2. The language is expansive, audible, visible, undeniable. This is not a subtle return. The same glory that once departed now re enters with fullness. And then a deeply personal moment. The Spirit lifted me up and brought me into the inner court. And behold, the glory of the Lord filled the temple. Ezekiel 43:5. Everything that has been measured, ordered, and prepared now receives its purpose. Structure without glory is incomplete, but glory without structure cannot be sustained. The two meet here. The Lord declares, "This is the place of my throne, where I will dwell in the midst of the children of Israel forever." Ezekiel 43:7. Presence is not temporary, it is covenantal. The return of glory is not a momentary visitation, but a re-established dwelling. Yet the return is not without condition. The Lord immediately addresses what caused the departure. Let them put away their harlotry and the carcasses of the kings far away from me. Ezekiel 43:9. Glory returns, but it does not coexist with what previously defiled the space. Restoration includes removal. As A.W. Tozer writes, God's presence does not adjust itself to human preference. It calls humanity into alignment with divine holiness. The return of glory is not merely comforting, it is refining. What once was tolerated can no longer remain. Ezekiel is then instructed to show the house to the people, that they may be ashamed of their iniquities. Ezekiel 43:10. The vision itself becomes conviction, not condemnation, but clarity. When God's design is revealed, misalignment becomes visible. Matthew Henry notes that the pattern is given not only for admiration, but for imitation. The purpose of revelation is transformation. Chapters 44 and 45 continue this ordering, now focusing on access, leadership, and worship. Gates are assigned. Priests are distinguished. Offerings are regulated. The prince is given responsibility, but also limitation. Authority is present, but it is no longer absolute. One detail stands out. Certain gates remain shut, reserved for the Lord alone. Ezekiel 44:2. Not everything is accessible in the same way. Holiness still carries distinction. As John Bevere teaches, honor for God's presence includes recognizing what is set apart for him alone. The priests are also instructed carefully. They shall teach my people the difference between the holy and the unholy, and cause them to discern between the unclean and the clean. Ezekiel 44:23. Restoration is not only about experiencing God, it is about understanding him rightly. Discernment becomes part of worship. What emerges across these chapters is not just the return of glory, but the reformation of a people who can host it. Worship is restructured, leadership is accountable, access is defined. Everything aligns around one reality: God is dwelling again among his people. As James Gall observes, divine visitation requires prepared environments that can sustain what God releases. Glory is not merely received, it is stewarded. And this is the culmination of Ezekiel's movement. Glory departed because of defilement, but glory returns where there is order, repentance, and alignment. The question now is no longer whether God desires to dwell, it is whether the space has been prepared for him to remain.